Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Tom Cruise as Ethan Hunt has one last mission for us. The movie came out today, and I was lucky to see it in IMAX, and here I have some opinions to say about it. Feel free to like, subscribe, and share, and let's get right into it. This movie is coming off of the movie 2 years ago, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, which the Part 1 is Part 2, the part whatever is dropped now, and it's just Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning and Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. And this is a direct sequel to the last one, tying up some, not all, some loose ends, and this review is going to be spoiler-free. I'll upload a spoiler-filled version of this review later on. But overall, I would have to say this was a fun time at the movies. I liked it. I did. I had fun. The stunt work was absolutely phenomenal. But what do we expect from a Tom Cruise movie, right? Of course the stunts are going to be great, but, in this, there's a couple really crazy scenes with him. One underwater with a submarine, not very spoilery, and then another one on the plane, on the airplanes, which is in the trailer, so both are in the trailer a little bit. There's a lot going on. It's trying to tie up as much as they can from the last movie, which there was a lot of ends that were needing to be tied. But there was also throwbacks to a lot of the other Mission Impossible movies. We learn a little bit about the rabbit's foot in this movie, which, was one of those MacGuffins we never even knew what it was, really. We, a little bit of throwbacks. There's flashbacks in the movie. You get to see pretty much every movie, at least for a few seconds. Which was kind of a gripe for me, in my opinion, was the flashbacks was kind of jarring at times, and the editing was kind of weird. It's like they had to make this movie graspable for everybody, even if you've never seen any of these movies before. So they're like, let's flash back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, literally all of them at points. It was crazy, and they add a filter to it, so it seems flashbacky, but that was one of my gripes with the movie. Also, this movie is almost 3 hours long, and there were times where I felt it. I thought the pacing was fine overall. The editing was kind of at times. There was one moment in the editing where I was like, oh, that was kind of bad. Is in like a 10-minute sequence. They do like an edit where someone gets knocked out, where you see someone punch, and then it goes white and then black, because you got knocked out, audience goer. But it happened two times in like a 10-15 minute span, and I was like, ugh, I don't need to see this that much. This is just a minor gripe, but overall I thought the editing was a bit much. The story is extremely convoluted. The last one was convoluted too, but this one is just as much. There's so many exposition dumps, excuse me. Overall, it wrapped up in a way that I was... Not that I was not satisfied, but I can't really say that I'm like, the book is closed. I'm good with Mission Impossible and Ethan Hunt and all this stuff. It didn't feel like the storybook end. Not that it needs to be a storybook magical happy ending, it doesn't, not at all. And it was a positive ending, and I did enjoy it, and I love the series, and I'm satisfied and happy with it. But the way I kind of see it, in my opinion, just thinking about it now and thinking about it over the past few hours since I saw it, is I see 6 as kind of the end, and then like 7 and 8 is like an epilogue, if that makes any sense. I don't know. It probably doesn't, but 6 is just... Fallout is so good. It's my favorite. I think it's the best written, best all that stuff, but... The stunts in this are phenomenal. I highly recommend going to see it in IMAX because it looked amazing. It's filmed on IMAX cameras, not film, but the digital cameras. It had the film grain going. It was beautiful. It looked really good. That and Sinners are probably the best looking movies out of the year so far. The CGI, whatever was CGI, was great. Oh, like I said earlier, the stunts were awesome. I liked the score. There's good stuff in it. It's really a Tom Cruise, Ethan Hunt movie. I know most of them are, but this one especially. I guess another gripe I have is that there's too many side characters going on. They added a few extra along with the bunch that we already have, and I just didn't really feel for the new ones as much, and barely hold on to the newer ones, and then kind of barely holding on to the few OGs that we have. But overall, I do say go check this out in the theater, especially if you've seen the other movies, if you've seen the last one, or if you're a fan of the series. Highly recommend giving it a check out in the theater. Go see it in IMAX or Dolby, your best format that you got. Highly recommend. 6, 7, I don't know. Cool. Fun time at the movies. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like, subscribe, share, comment down below what you thought of Mission Impossible Final Reckoning, and what is your favorite Mission Impossible movie. Let me know. Comment down below. Thank you all, and we'll see you next time here in the Junkyard.